This right behind me is a massive townhome project with close to 150 homes. And today we're going to take you through everything you need to know about this project, including 3 of their units that we're going to walk you through, going one after another, getting larger and larger in square footage. And the last one is over 2,600 square feet, which is absolutely massive for a townhouse. They all have some amazing features that you guys definitely want to check out. And of course, on top of that, at the very end, we're going to share with you all the prices on these, as well as take you through and tell you what are the best schools around here, what are the daily amenities that you need to know of, so that you get all the information that you need. 2 things that I think are absolutely going to shock you are, number 1, the last home that we're going to take you through, the amount of space and what you get for a townhouse, and then number 2, the pricing that we're going to share at the very end. I think some of you will be very pleasantly surprised. All right guys, you're in for a treat today. We got 3 units, 3 townhome units to show you today. The first one is going to be right there, second one right beside, and we're going to end in this one. And this one is an absolutely massive townhome with some absolutely amazing features. But first off, let's step foot inside this one and let's go after it right now. All right, so the first unit we're checking out is this corner unit. This is their B1, which they're actually sold out, but they have A1 units which are pretty much identical, just not a corner unit. But this will give you a great idea of the size. So let's step on in here, and of course I will tell you more about the project as well. So right away when you come down in here, this is kind of your foyer area. You have your closet. It's not a large one, but this is only just the entrance. So it's nice to just have something to put some of your, hang some of your coats, put your shoes in. And then this is your side-by-side garage. And that's a perk for a 3-bedroom. And if we go in here, a little bit of storage space to put some stuff here in your garage, and then a little more space in here as well. So let's go on up, and like we said, this is their 3-bedroom unit, and that's an absolutely beautiful main area. But let me show you this powder room on the first floor to begin with. And you have your tainted windows over there. But now stepping into this main area, you have an absolutely huge space. We're gonna get into the square footage of this unit in just a second, but I wanna outline a few key things. Right here, this is the first den area. There's no door covering it, but you can definitely put in a bit of a home office, or like it is set up here, an area for your kids if you like. And there's a window right over here for you to say hi to your neighbors. And now if we check out this kitchen, you'll see an absolutely massive, and when I mean massive, this is probably the largest island that I've ever seen in a townhouse project. And funny enough, this is actually built by the same developers as Ridgewood, and they're called Polygon. So I made a video of that project, which they have sold, and this one as well. They've both sold incredibly well. So if you want to check out the tour I did on that, I will link it somewhere up there. I know a bunch of people have absolutely loved that one, but I'll just take you through a few more things here. You have your gas cooktop, and this is your oven, of course. We're going to look at 2 more units after this, and the next one's going to have a different color scheme. It's a lighter color scheme, so make sure you check that out. And of course, like we mentioned at the start, the last unit we're going to take you through, the last townhome, that one is absolutely massive, and they have a den and a flex space. So there's still a lot of good to cover in this video, but look at this living room. You have not only a ton of living space, but you got windows covering you from left to right all the way through. And that's also a perk with these corner units, is that you get an abundance of natural light coming in. Here's a look at some of the exterior of the other units. We'll take you through more on the outside after this, but this is just a very livable space. You know, you have a completely open concept living. Here's your official dining area. They've definitely set this up really nice. Now, I know a lot of people love this, and you know, some townhome projects, they're definitely missing a bit of a yard, but this one has a decent yard. You can, you know, set up a table there with some chairs if on a nice summer day you want to have a barbecue, eat outside, and you have some yard space. You can plant some flowers, or just for your kids, for your dog to casually go out. Of course, it's not super large, but you know, it's good enough space to do at least some activities. Let me give you another view from here. So like we said, this is a 3-bed, 2.5 bath unit, and this one has 1,450 square feet. Now, we are in the neighborhood of Burke Mountain, and as you guys know, we absolutely love doing tours here. They have so many brand new projects that are coming out, and just the neighborhood in general is extremely new. So we're seeing a ton of growth in this area. You have new schools coming, you have new commercial space, retail space. Here's the first bedroom for you. Now Polygon, you know, they've been building for a long time. The developers, they've done incredible job with a ton of their projects. And I would say what they're known for is just having a very simplistic and proven approach. They don't try to do things too crazy, too fancy. They build homes that are going to last, homes that won't be outdated in design, you know, 5-10 years down the road, but also nothing extremely fancy. They don't try to catch trends. What they build, they just have a proven track record, knowing that people enjoy and like living in these types of homes. Moving along here, let's take a look at this. You have your washer and dryer and some extra space to the right there, which that is actually, for some people, that is an absolute must. I know a lot of people, they want their side-by-side laundry, but if you can't get that, you know, you have to get the stacked laundry. At least have that space on the side for you to put your detergent, and act almost like a linen closet as well. Right across from that, this is the shared bathroom for the first 2 bedrooms up here in the top level. So now entering into the master primary bedroom, right away you see their walk-in closet, and this is a room filled with huge windows. So similar to the main floor area, the living area where you got windows wrapping around on the side, they have repeated that here on this top floor for this master bedroom. So in the morning, if you roll down the blinds, you know, you get an abundance of natural light coming in. They got a TV set up over there. That's a large TV. So this is definitely an amazing space to wind down, watch some TV. And it's kind of hard to see beside right now, but this is a very quiet neighborhood. You have a lot of townhomes. There's a bunch of townhomes in this project, but being a corner unit and right there across the street, it's going to be a future project. But from in here, you don't hear a single drop of noise. And I know people that want to be in a family-friendly environment, in a family-friendly neighborhood, you know, you want that quiet, peaceful living. And here is the primary bathroom. You have a lot of space with your standing shower, which apparently it's watering a plant. But anyways, that's it for this top floor. I'm gonna walk on down. And this is one last thing I want to point out. When you come upstairs, you're not directly entering into a narrow hallway. You have this little punched out area, and they have a bench set up here, but it's really up to your imagination. Maybe you have a kid that wants to set up a little desk here for their studying. Whatever the case may be, it's just nice when you walk up and it's not immediately a narrow space. This feels a lot more open and compact. So let me give you one last glance at this main level. This is absolutely stunning. And now we're going to go on to the next home, which is a little bit bigger. And then of course, the last one is going to be the largest unit in this complex. And as always, we're gonna get into all the pricing and information regarding this project at the very end. We still got a lot to cover, so let's keep on going. Okay, so taking literally one step to the right, this is the next home we're looking at. This is their D series. This is their 4-bed and then 3.5 baths, so definitely larger. And let's take a look and walk inside. Home you're looking at right now, this has 1,940 square feet in its interior. This right here is their garage. Again, side-by-side parking, of course. If we keep on going, the difference between this and the one you just saw, mainly the biggest one, is you have a full-on bedroom here in the lower level. And this is a super nice, large-sized bedroom for being in the lower level. And you have some window, of course, you're underground. This is a basement, so you won't have direct light coming in, but having windows down here is definitely nice. At least you get a bit of access to the outdoor. Here you have a good sized walk-in closet, and then you're directly connected ensuite bathroom, a 3-piece bathroom here. So for someone, maybe you want a bit more privacy, or you just need that 4th bedroom for your family, this is definitely something that's terrific to have. To your right here, your closet. It's not right by the door like the other one was. You have to take a couple steps, but this one is larger than the last one in terms of closet space. Let's continue to move on along. And before we get into the rest of this unit, I actually do want to point out there's only 2 units left of their 3-bedroom. So if you're interested in one of those, definitely reach out to me right now. I'm going to leave my contact information right up there. You know, we love Burke Mountain, we love this neighborhood. So if you're interested, maybe not only in this project, you want to check out other ones, don't hesitate to reach out. And maybe you're just looking for a completely different type of home in this Coquitlam Tri-City area. Whatever the case may be, I'd be happy to assist you any way that we can. So definitely reach out right now. But getting back to the unit, we walked past the powder room. So let's take a quick step back. You have your powder room down here in the main level, and it's tucked away to the side over here. So similar to the last unit that we looked at. And this unit, it's pretty interesting in the way that it feels and has that same type of layout as that last one, but everything is enlarged a little bit. The last unit that you saw, the space on the main level that you can set up an office, you have that here, but it's 2 times, maybe 3 times larger. This can be a full size den area, and they set it up exactly like that. This could be your home office, and you're looking right at a window, which is definitely really nice. You don't have a den that's enclosed and you know, you can't get access to any natural light. And then getting into the dining living room, you still have plenty of space, but more so in this one, you're able to fit in a larger table. So this will be perfect for a bit of a larger family. Maybe you like having people over, hosting some gatherings, and you do have a bit of a yard space in this one as well. So this is a 4-bedroom. Your yard is not really bigger than the other one, but again, it's just nice having something to go outside into. So we turn back around, let's walk you to this living room. Similar to the last one, you have a completely open concept. You can be cooking while at the same time hanging out with people that are, you know, just chilling here on the couch in the living area. And this will give you a bit of another different view of the neighbors. So if we take a look out here, I might be able to walk you through down that road later on, but those are all the other units in this complex. And then this kitchen, compared to the last one, it's pretty much identical. But like we mentioned, this is their lighter color scheme. So I want you to notice the cabinets here are white as opposed to the gray ones in the last unit. And that's definitely a preference thing. You know, some people like the white, some people like it a little bit darker, but I do think it looks quite cool to have the fridge here tucked away, Fisher and Paykel appliances, and you know, a white fridge. Who doesn't like that? Sticking to their oversized huge island, you obviously will have this in the larger unit as well. Let me give you a little bit of a point of view for if you're just cooking here, maybe you're doing the dishes, tough to complain about that site. But now heading upstairs, you're going to have 3 of the remaining bedrooms up here. So let's turn to the right. And I guess before we get in there, you have your full linen closet in here, right beside your first bedroom here on the top floor. And this bedroom feels a little bit larger to me. You have enough space to put in a little desk if you want to have a study area, and pretty standard otherwise. Here's the view. And then your closet in here, which this is not a huge closet, it's not super wide, but it is a little bit deeper. So maybe you can fit a drawer in there or something to kind of offset that. And then right across there, this is going to be your second bedroom. I love it. You got the tennis racket on the bed. Huge windows in this room, absolutely massive. And this one, you do get a larger closet. So if you have 2 kids, this might be a little bit of a fight, who gets the larger room, larger closet. But I would say maybe in most households, I know it's definitely in mine growing up, the older sibling always gets first pick. But anyways, right across there, this is your shared bathroom. So I hope you're seeing a pattern in the layout here. But this is a big but. The side-by-side washer and dryer that we were talking about, you get that in this 4-bedroom unit, and an awesome counter on top. You know, you can definitely fold your clothes here, hang some stuff up. But the one thing that's a little bit inconvenient may be these doors. As you can see, if I open them up, it pretty much blocks the whole hallway. So it's going to be tough to maneuver or have people come through if you're doing laundry. Now walking into the primary right away on your left here, you have your ensuite. And the nice thing about this one is you get both a bathtub and a standing shower. So I know, at least for me, I love my baths. I need a bathtub in my bathroom. So the other one, you know, you can always use the secondary bathroom, but this is sure nice having a bathtub in your primary. And if we go further along, you have a huge walk-in closet. This one is definitely large enough for you to put everything you could need. Honestly, standing in here, it feels like this could be a little closet, 1 bedroom for someone to live in nowadays. And then stepping inside to the main part where you have a massive bed, still enough space to put your bedside tables. And then of course you need the large TV. Please note that this is a display item, but I absolutely love having that as part of this primary bedroom. Just gives it a little bit more feel, a little bit of texture. And I don't think I need to mention this again because it's a theme of this project. You have large windows all throughout the primary bedroom. That's it of this one. If you've stayed so far into the video, I want to thank you and congratulate you, because now we're gonna go into that unit right there. And this is one of the largest townhome units that you're going to find here. I'm gonna tell you all the bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage once we take a step in there. But trust me, it's absolutely spectacular. And I think you might be pretty surprised at the pricing of that, which we will get to at the end of the video, along with all the other information. So stay tuned for that. But for now, let's step right into that home and continue checking out this beautiful project. All right, guys, I hope you're enjoying the tour so far. Real quick, we're gonna jump on the map and quickly show you, like we mentioned at the start, where some of the best schools around this project are, as well as your daily amenities. So jumping on the screen, you can see that the townhome project that we're currently looking at, Partington Creek, it's located right here, and it's in a very quiet area. Just by looking at the map, I hope you can see how much green you have around. Right now, there aren't that many projects around. In the future, they're likely going to continue building out further along David and further into Burke Mountain. On the subject of schools, let's take you through some of the best school options for your kids in this area. So starting off with elementary, which is K through 5, there is Smiling Creek Elementary, as well as Lay Elementary, which is down there. Both are going to be around a 5-minute drive from Partington Creek. So one is going to be heading a little bit north, the other one is going to be heading a little bit south. And in terms of middle school options, if we zoom in right over there by the 7-Eleven, you have Minnetonka Middle School, and that is going to be around a 7-minute drive from Partington Creek. And lastly, when it comes to high schools, you have a few options. You can either go to Terry Fox, which is down there. This is right by Costco, which we're going to cover in a second. And that's actually in Port Coquitlam. Or you can go to Pine Tree, which is by Town Center, and that is right down Pine Tree over here. So for both high school options, those are going to be around a 10-minute drive from Partington Creek. This is obviously not the easiest location to get to school. It's going to be hard for your kids to just walk to any school, really, whether that's elementary, middle, or high school. They're going to need to either take a bus or you're going to have to drive them to school. But the pro side of that is you're in a very quiet neighborhood where you have a lot of your personal space, as I hope you can see by the tours we're giving you. Now we're gonna get to the last townhome, which is super exciting, in just a minute, as well as all the pricing at the end. But to cover a bit of your daily amenities, I'm gonna point a few things out. By Terry Fox Secondary School, which is further south in here in Port Coquitlam, if I zoom into this little corner down here, you'll see a ton of shopping options. There are many plazas in here, one in there, one in here, and more over there, where you have all your shopping that you could possibly look for. So just naming off a few here, you have Costco, which they have their gas station, you have Save On Foods, you have your liquor store, and then going further in, you have Home Depot, some food options here, Canadian Tire, more food options down there. So really, this plaza down here has a ton of your daily needs and amenities that you'd be looking for. And if we zoom out and go towards more of the Coquitlam side, you have Town Center Park, Lafarge Lake, where there's a bunch of sport and outdoor activities that you can do there, or you can go to Coquitlam Center, which is around a 10 to 12-minute drive. And the very last thing I'm going to mention is Burke Mountain itself, the community, the neighborhood. They are building and coming out with a lot of brand new commercial retail spaces, as well as schools. So right now, a lot of those are in the works, and in the coming years we will be seeing a lot of those starting to complete, which is really exciting, because the residents of Burke Mountain right now, if you want to go to some of your larger shopping areas, you do have to go on a bit of a drive. But in a few years down the road, they will have their own little community, which includes community centers, shopping, dining, like we mentioned, and more schools that are coming. There's a brand new high school that's going to be ready in 2 years, in 2027, I believe. So that's very exciting news. Now, without further ado, let's go back and check out this last townhome, which is over 2,600 square feet. And at the end, all the prices, the floor plans that I know you guys are waiting for. So let's go. All right, guys, let's just go right into it. They're doing the yard, taking care of it right now, so I don't want to bother them too much. So let's step right into this unit. So this one, like we said, this is their largest unit. Right away when you walk in, you have nothing covering you, no stairs to go up. You are led right to your main floor. And this unit, this townhome that you're looking at, This one has 4 bedroom plus a rec room plus a flex space and 4.5 bathroom. And the square footage of this is 2,640 square feet in its interior. So what an absolutely massive home, massive townhome. This is the size of a lot of single family homes. And we're gonna take you through every part of it. But right away, if you take a look at this kitchen, the island here is not as large as the other one, which is kind of funny because it has the most square footage. But in return, you do get an L-shaped kitchen here. And this is going back to their darker color scheme. Everything else is the same. But you have your L-shaped kitchen. And this one has a little bit of a separate space. So from the kitchen, you definitely get the view of the living room. But the dining area is a little bit tucked in on a separate part of the home, it feels like, because also this living room, you have a tiny bit of a raised vaulted ceiling over there. And if we take a look to the left here, this is what you don't get with other units. You have a balcony that's overlooking a forest. Back there you have some trees, a lot of privacy, quiet, peaceful neighborhood. And we'll get to that in a second once we get downstairs. If you see over there, there's a bit of a walking trail, and you're definitely backed up with that. So if you like going on walks, take a step back into your backyard and you have a trail right there. I hope you guys can see, but this is an absolutely gigantic couch. It's super cozy feeling home, and I'm almost tempted to sit on this couch. I'm gonna do it. So if you just relax here, turn around, you can enjoy a movie, have a bunch of light coming in both to your side and wrapped around there as well. And then this is, of course, your formal dining area. So let's keep on going. The one thing that I'm not the largest fan of is the location of this closet. I actually don't mind this at all because it's beside the garage, but it would be very nice if they had one right here in the front entrance. Anyways, that is a small detail, but moving along, we're not going to step into it again, but your side-by-side garage and your powder room tucked away here on the main level. Now we're gonna go upstairs, of course, right after we check out the basement, and the primary room is one of the most beautiful ones I've ever seen. But if we turn this around, this is the rec room that I mentioned. You can use the space however you want, but it sure is nice if you want to set up a little theater down here, an area where, you know, your kids can play. This is what we were pointing at from up top, but you have a larger backyard here. You have more space to set up. As you can see, they have a fireplace set up. You can enjoy maybe having some marshmallow and s'mores, but you have a larger backyard than the other units you looked at, and you have a separate entrance if you want to walk down or up from the backyard in and out of this townhome unit. If we turn this around, you can see there's still quite a lot of things to cover here. You have a tucked away corner, and the first thing I think about is the perfect size for a piano. That will definitely fit in there. Or you can have a wet bar to have some drinks, snacks, like they have it set up right now. And if we take a step here to the left, this is a full-on bedroom. They set it up as a home office, and it looks absolutely beautiful. It's sleek, it's clean. Picture working here and all that sunlight coming in. You definitely won't feel trapped being in this home office with the amount of windows and with the amount of space. And of course, you can use this as a bedroom if you want. There's a full closet in here, and it's quite long actually. If we look right across, this is a full bathroom. You got a 3-piece down here, no tub, but a good sized standing shower. And then this almost feels like a secret little room. Look at that. I'm just thinking out loud here, maybe if you put a door there, this could be a little bit of a secret room, or you can show off your wine collection and have this beautiful drink fridge here. They got even more wine in there. This is just a super neat, very cool area, interesting area for you to kind of design however you like. And then if we take a look in this room, you have a ton of storage space. So compared to the other one, that's of course your hot water tank, but compared to the other one, they don't have too much storage space additionally in the unit itself. But this one, if you look at that, you have a lot of space for you to put and store things that you don't want to be shown on the outside, and that you're able to close that door there. Here's the last shot. This looks like a full living room 2.0 in the basement. And then now, of course, we're going to walk all the way up to the top floor, and we got a lot to show you up there as well. So the primary bedroom is over there. So we're gonna turn right first and show you these other bedrooms. Now the bedroom sizes in this unit, they're much larger than the other ones, rightfully so, because you have more than 2,600 square feet. And the great thing about it is this is their secondary bedroom but they also have an ensuite in this bedroom as well. Give you a different shot, different angle. Now we're of course going to show you that in a second, but this is the second bedroom up here. The amazing thing about this unit is you have all ensuite bathrooms here in the top floor. So if you're someone like me, you don't like having to go too far middle of the night if you really need to go to the bathroom. This is what needs to happen. You just need an ensuite in every single room so you can have your eyes half shut and just fumble your way to the washroom. But what you're looking at right now, this is a 2-in-1 closet. You have 2 lengths of a closet connected into one. So definitely more space in this bedroom, and then again, similar views. So now walking outside, if we take a turn to the left, you have a full-size utility room. So not only do you have side-by-side laundry with the counter like the last one and cabinet space, you also get a place to hang your clothes and a sink. And this is the type of utility room that you see in a single family home, but to have this in a townhome, this is an absolute luxury. Just take a look at the amount of space. There's no bump in shoulders. This is a massive area for you to do your laundry, and definitely, in my opinion, makes it a lot more enjoyable. Now walking to the last part of this home, this is an absolutely enormous primary bedroom. Just look at that. I can literally start doing laps here. So I turn this around, you can get an idea of how much space, extra space you have to the TV, to that wall compared to the other units that we just looked at. And then this is the walk-in closet, of course. To be honest, I was expecting maybe even a larger walk-in closet. This is definitely pretty spacious, but considering how large the room is, I was actually expecting something a little bit larger. Walk into this bathroom and you'll see, of course, you got double vanity, and you guessed it, you have a bathtub and a standing shower in this washroom. We've just taken you through 3 of the units here in this amazing project built by a well-known developer, Polygon. I'll give you one last look at this main level. But now we're gonna jump on the screen. We're gonna go through all the pricing as well as additional information of this project. So we'll see you guys in just a second. Wow, what a jam-packed video. I know that was a lot. We got 3 tours for you and we showed you a bit of the community, but now getting to what I know a lot of you have been waiting for. We're gonna break down the prices and show you some of the floor plans of the units in this project and the units that we just took you through. So starting off in the first townhome unit that we took you through, this is their smallest unit in this project, and it's actually a 3+den with 2.5 bath like we covered in the video. That one has 1,453 square feet in its interior, and those ones have a starting price of $1.168 million. The next unit that you looked at, which is right beside, that one was the 4-bedroom plus den with 3.5 bathroom. That one has 1,937 square feet, which is a very spacious townhome unit, and that one has a price of $1.398 million. Now, if you guys are interested in any of these units or in any of the townhome projects, whether that's in Burke Mountain, in Coquitlam, Tri-Cities, Burnaby, or the other areas of Metro Vancouver, don't hesitate to reach out to me. We got people calling us, texting us, emailing us all the time about helping them with their move, whether that's from the US, from other parts of Canada into British Columbia, or they're a resident already of BC and they're looking to make a change. We love being a resource, being able to service all of you and to be a conduit of information. So if there's anything that you're looking for, any type of information that you're looking for, you want to talk through any situation, feel free to reach out to us. Definitely don't hesitate. Like I said, we're gonna leave the contact information right up there as well as down in the description. Now, the last unit that we just took you through, that one was the 4-bedroom plus the recreation room down in the basement and flex with 4.5 bathroom. That one has an incredible 2,640 square feet in its interior, as well as the backyard space that you saw over there. That one has a price of $1.578 million. So there you have it, guys. If you want more tours of different projects in Burke Mountain, I'm going to link my videos up there that cover just that, as well as a complete tour of Coquitlam, where I outline and I go through all the different neighborhoods, the different streets, and what new projects are coming into the city. Now, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.